While gold and silver are consolidating, oil is finding a new equilibrium, we got a red hot commodity market that is on fire. Lithium is just going through the roof. We're going to talk about the lithium sector. What's going on here? What's up with this recent rally? Which, by the way, clearly, if you look at the volume and the price jumps in the blue chips, it's institutions getting in on the lithium market big time. And we're going to talk about two of my favorites that are still really good buying opportunities at this current level, or if the prices come back a little bit. Boy, a lot of action going on in the lithium sector. You got to know about this. Let's go. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day, your show for swing trading ideas for the coming days, weeks, and month. Welcome to Hot Trades of the Day. My name is Daniel Wilhelmi. If you've followed this channel, then you know that lithium was my hot commodity, or the lithium stocks are my hot commodity stocks for 2026. And if we look at the blue chip Albemarle, yeah, well, that's paying off pretty good. Some of the small caps, not yet, but that's our chance, right? In the small and mid cap sector, but the blue chips are ripping. Look again at Albemarle just breaking out up 16% yesterday. This is a $25 billion company now. So this is a blue chip company up 16%. We go to SQM, which is another blue chip out of the lithium sector from Latin America, up almost 9% yesterday. Same thing. I can draw it in here for you real quick if you want. Here we go. Same scenario, right? We are breaking out in the lithium sector big time. And this is what you get here at Hot Trades of the Day. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. We're talking about the commodity sectors, about the smaller markets, about the bull markets that are going on while the overall market is just doing very little. There's not much happening. But under the hood, things are really, really heating up for the lithium market. So what's going on? Well, as with everything with lithium, it starts in China. So we got basically good news for the lithium market and lithium stocks out of China. And then on top, we got to rethink clearly that's happening now in the institutional space about the effects of the oil shock because of the Iran war. So in China, Ganfeng Lithium, which is one of the largest lithium producers in the world, posted really strong Q1 earnings and cited strong demand in the EV space and in the energy storage demand. Now, if you've been with this channel for a while, then you know my bull case for lithium is not the EV market. That'll be strong. Actually, that'll be a lot stronger going forward. We're going to talk about that in a second. But it's the energy storage demand for big industrial batteries in connection with the AI data centers. And now that the AI fear has calmed down a little bit, anything that has to do with data center hardware all of a sudden is hot again. And that includes the batteries. And there we go, and we come to lithium if you just follow the breadcrumbs. And now we get these news out of strong EV demand from the Chinese car makers. And this is important to say it like this because we had mixed results from BYD and the other Chinese car makers from the EV demand in China, which is not growing as fast as people thought, but BYD guided higher on EV exports. So the global export of EVs is working. That's just as good for the Chinese car makers as far as the number of produced cars. And we see it in the lithium demand. In China, lithium prices are up about 40% year to date. That is outstanding. Now, on top of this, we have the oil shock because of the Iran war, which now clearly is leading to a rethink that I should have pointed out weeks ago, but there's so much going on. We only do one video, and I tried to keep them shorter because we all got lives to live and things to do in our life, and there are more important things in life than the stock market. But because of the oil shock, it's clearly clear if you look at the price jumps as have happened in the past days. Look at the big candles in the past 4 or 5 days, big green candles in a huge stock, right? That we see here from SQM or again Albemarle. It's the same across the board with the big lithium blue chips, and there are not that many out there, right? That's the reason why they're jumping. It's a crowded trade. All the institutions that want to get in have to get in on the same stocks or on the ETFs, which then have to buy the big stocks, same thing. And the thought process is that because of the oil shock and how well China has navigated the oil shock, because there have been, you can say a lot about the Chinese economy, and I'll listen to a lot of bear cases, but man, when it comes to EV and solar energy, the Chinese really have their shit together. Europe, US, the rest of the world, they can all learn from the Chinese on this one. That is for sure. So there's a good chance that government's going to come out and maybe in Europe, sure as hell not going to happen in the US, but in Europe, going to start substituting the EV market again. And it looks like institutions are trying to front run this development, which I think is going to come. And now all of a sudden, remember, if you saw my video for lithium stocks in the beginning of the year, it was based on robust EV demand. Chinese EV market is growing strong, so it doesn't really matter that the US EV market is not doing much, and that we're going to get the energy storage demand from the AI data centers. But now, because of the Iran war and the problems that a lot of countries around the world have with diesel prices, right, with oil, getting oil to their countries, all of a sudden we could see a resurgence of the global EV market, especially in Europe. And that means that the lithium bull case just has become more bullish. And that's what we see in the lithium stocks right now. That's why this sector turned hot basically on a dime. I mean, it really happened in like the past week. So short term, as you can see here, if you look at the RMI, the lithium stocks are a little overheated. That doesn't really matter super short term, but we're probably going to see the lithium stocks calm down a little bit, but don't expect them to calm down too much if the markets don't go down, which again, we just made new all-time highs, right? All the crash super bears on YouTube that all knew that the Armageddon was coming and that the aliens were landing. Where are my aliens? I want my lizard people that you promised me with all your super bearish world is coming to an end videos last winter, beginning of this year, up until a few weeks ago. I want my lizard people. Well, so clearly not there. So if we get a real crash in the market or a really severe correction, then it's going to affect the lithium stocks the same way it's going to affect the uranium stocks, because that's speculative stocks, right? Yes, they're commodity stocks, they're lithium stocks, but they are stocks. But right now, market looks pretty good and pretty robust. So that means with that new institutional interest that's clearly coming into the lithium market, we should not expect a retest of the lows. If we look at Albemarle, I wouldn't even expect a retest of the 50-day, the purple line that you see here. I'm not even talking about the blue support zone, which, by the way, we didn't even test. This is really interesting, and this shows us that the lithium market is in better shape than the overall stock market. Look at this. This is the February lows in Albemarle, and as you can see, we undercut them here a little bit, But I'm going to draw this in here for you real quick because this is important. As you can see, we never went lower. We never made a new low. Completely different than what we saw in the general stock market, what we saw in big tech, what we saw in the NASDAQ, in the QQQs. That shows us the lithium market is hotter than the overall market. That's exactly what we want to know. And now it's breaking out. Yes, we missed the starting rally. That one, it always hurts when you do that, right? But if we get a weekday or a couple of weekdays in the lithium stocks, I think it's buy to get in on the lithium stocks. If you're not in it already, because I talked about the lithium stocks at the beginning of the year. And again, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss these type of videos. You could have known about the lithium story in January. So anyway, what two stocks do I still like? Lithium Americas looks still really good. Why? Well, we broke the downtrend. That's what a lot of lithium stocks did. Great. That one had been in place since, by the way, the fall, October, mid-October of 2025. So this is significant. It's a confirmed breakout. And with yesterday's jump, up a whopping 7%, above the 50, above the 200, the golden line, back above the support zone. So you can be angry that you missed the 20% move that happened in like 4 days. Wild, right? But let's be realistic and let's be honest, right? Would you have bought LAC, Lithium Americas, LAC is the ticker symbol, here in the downtrend, below the 200, below the 50, below the blue support? So no, you wouldn't have, right? And here at the top, okay, you could have gotten in. That's fine. You basically had a new monthly high on the close. Okay, you broke the downtrend, but not confirmed. You're still below the 50, below the 200. So basically yesterday, I always say today, yesterday, Thursday was the first real day where we saw the significant breakout. So we zoom out, even in 2026, this stock still has a lot of room to run. And I'm quite familiar with the story. And the story is outstanding of Lithium Americas as far as their lithium project is concerned. It's lithium made in America. Again, that's the story we want to play with the lithium market. If you don't know what I'm talking about, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss these videos where I laid out the investment case. If we get weakness, it's not going to be a lot, but I can see us going back down in the area of 470, 475. So maybe retest the 200. Okay, but that's at 465. So is it really these 10 cents? Are they really that important? I'll leave that up to you. I'm not your financial advisor, but that's a stock that still has a lot of potential, and we're getting in kind of early, right? This rally has not completely taken off the same way the blue chips have not taken off. And the reason is obvious. This is a smaller stock. This is not one of the big blue chips. The mainstream retail investors, this is like a $1.7 billion company. So there's some institutional money that flows in here, but it's not huge. The retail crowd hasn't really caught on to this at all. This is an institutional play. They're trying to gobble up all the shares they can. And the other one that I really like, but that doesn't look as good yet, is Standard Lithium. It's a well-known name. Got a market cap of close to $1 billion, right? Okay, we broke the downtrend that has been in place since February. If you want to be really nerdy about it, you can say, well, yeah, but the downtrend since October is still there. Yes, that's still there, but by the time we get up there, you've made a lot of money in this stock, so I wouldn't worry about that yet. The downtrend since February is broken. That's the important thing. We're back above the 200. That's great. But we're still below the 50. We're still below the downtrend that started last April, Trump tariff chaos, right? This downtrend that moved up the Standard Lithium stock, we're still, as you can see, below it. So this one is not as strong and not as clear. I personally like it quite a bit, but you have to do your own research. But that's another one that, man, if we get a retest of the 200, maybe this breakout zone here on 375 down to 365, that could be a stock that could be interesting for us, that have really good projects made in the US story, which we want because that is the flamethrower in the commodity super cycle. And the lithium market is heating up. So that's it for today. I'm in Stuttgart now at the next financial convention. We will talk maybe on the weekend. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it, to be honest with you. I'm full with events and appointments, but I'll see what I can do and we'll see what the market tells us. There's a lot happening under the hood, as you can see, with the lithium market, and I'm glad that you know about it. I'm glad that you know the lithium case since January already, because you subscribe to Hot Trades of the Day and that's working out for you, and that makes me happy. So we talk tomorrow, hopefully, if not on Monday. And if we don't see us, have a great weekend. Life is good.